This is Jeff McNeil, the Houston Herald. Tigers coach Eric Sloan. The Tigers on the road tonight to open the 2018 season, win 18-0 against Sarcoxie. Coach, a shutout and a dominating win on the road. I'm sure you're pretty happy with how things unfolded tonight.
Yeah, that's a great way to start the year. One thing we've talked about this week, and Coach Brookshire kept preaching, if we get 3 turnovers, we'll win. And, I mean, bend don't break. And we had some opportunities to prove that saying correct. We had our back to the goal line a couple times, and they just kept fighting for each other and kept making plays and threw a shutout. So, I mean, that's awesome. We haven't done that in a while. So, it's a lot of fun. Kids were flying around, making plays, and, it's a great way to start week 1.
I know your team faced a lot of adversity coming into this game. You've had injuries and you name it, then you hop on a bus and come 2 hours and 20 minutes. I mean, there would have been a lot of reasons to come out here and not perform tonight, and your guys didn't have excuses.
Yeah. We played really well at Branson Camp, and that was without Peyton. Kind of a freak deal that happened to him at the 7-on-7 tournament July 12th, and, that kind of started the nagging injuries that we've kind of had going on, and it's not been anything major, but it's just been, rolled up ankle that swells pretty big on Aiden, and Peyton has some hamstring issues that become hip issues, and, I mean, we just start to get guys banged up, and small school football, you can't have that, and fortunately we got everybody kind of patched back together, and got guys on the field, and I mean we're able to ride Dixon pretty hard tonight, but at the same time we could spell him a little bit, and Daniel, just ran like a man, and when you got a nice little 1-2 punch like that, it's fun. So great way to start the year.
Let's talk a little about your defense, Coach. To have a shutout, as you mentioned, and face some adversity, coughed the ball up a few times. We're deep in the end zone, especially at the end of that first half when they were just knocking on the door, and continually just found ways to keep them out of the end zone and have the shutout.
Yeah, we're a stacked defense. We like to blitz the house. It's really hard to blitz against an option team, and so it kind of takes us out of our game plan a little bit, and, you have to play assignment football, and history would prove that we've not been real good at that. We haven't been real disciplined, and, we've had some really good practice time, and kids, I mean, just repped it, and, we did put ourselves in kind of a tough spot, but, the kids responded, and we kept fighting and kept them out. So, that was fun to see because, in the past, I think we'd have laid down and allowed them to get in there and, let them get right back in the game, and who knows what happens. So, it's kind of fun just to see them just have fun and do some things positive and just know, hey, we're going to be all right when they're not going to score, and that's fun.
Are you going to take credit for the 12 men on the field call because they scored a touchdown and you and the rest of the staff were able to convince the umpires to take a count at everybody? I know you're screaming for it.
Yeah, I was begging. I'm like, just count them. I don't know that that's the reason why they scored, but I was convinced that it was. And finally they counted and they saw it. And fortunately, that was the play they scored on, and, that happened to be to our favor. And, it's a game of inches, so we lucked out right there.
Your offense rode the 2 horses, Hutchison and Dixon. Let's talk about one at a time. First of all, Dixon, a guy that hasn't been at full strength all preseason, haven't even been able to sprint, comes out and totes it, if I look at my numbers, 20 times for about 120 tonight. Just looks solid.
In my head, I wasn't going to do that to him. I didn't want him to get to 20. But, by second quarter, he started pounding his chest a little bit and says, I feel great. Keep handing me the football. He just hasn't had a lot of reps, a lot of mental reps, and a lot of reps in a helmet with, jogging at best. So he's just such a natural runner. He's gifted. He's got great eyes, sees holes, and he's got, he's got the vision of a running back, and he's patient, and he'll wait for his guards, and then when the hole opens up, and he's little enough, there he is. And, it's pretty gutsy performance from a guy that we haven't been able to practice on a whole lot. So, he'll probably be good and sore tomorrow. He hadn't taken much of a pounding yet this year. So, it was fun. I'm sure his parents were a lot nervous there. A lot nervous, that's good English. They were really nervous when he's laying there cramping, but, it's hot. We started to cramp up late in the game, so thankfully it was just a cramp, and very proud of his performance.
And how about your sophomore, Daniel Hutchison, goes for about 130, finds the end zone twice. And talk about a guy, he's not built like a sophomore, but he is a sophomore and kind of getting his first opportunity on the varsity level to carry it multiple times. And what a performance by him.
He's a man. You don't get too many guys that, as sophomores, 15-year-old sophomores that are 6'2", 215, and, he's a freak. He's a freak. A lot of natural ability, strong, he works hard. And he ran like a man. He put his head down and put his shoulders down and just ran through people. That's kind of what we saw of him in OFL as an 8th grader. And, last year as a freshman, we tried to treat him like a freshman. We let him play. Obviously he was good enough. We couldn't keep him off the field defensively. And we didn't have to use him offensively, but he's a man, so we're going to treat him as a man, and we're going to keep giving him the ball. And it's fun to watch a 15-year-old man go to work and just kind of get up and smile. And we're kind of got three bad dudes, so and they come in all different shapes and sizes, so. Man, it's exciting.
You're leading right into my next question. You talk about the guys you have options in the backfield to carry the ball. You've got a guy that can dance a little and make people miss. You got a guy that can run fast and finish off runs. You got Aiden Sawyer, who's just a bowling ball back there. You talk about 3 nice weapons, and they all present a little something different.
Yeah, and Aiden, he's probably 5'10", 225. He's a fullback, but he's got some moves, and he runs a lot faster than you think he would, and then he's the guy that's going to run over you and put his knee in your face mask because he runs over the top of you. And we didn't know that he had that skill set. And Dixon being out at Branson, we were able to plug him in, and he showed us some things. So it might have been a blessing that Dixon went down for just a little bit, so that way we could see what else we have. And it's a pretty nice little 1-2-3 punch. So it's fun. It's a great way to start the year.
We talked in the preseason, Coach, leading up to this opener about what it would mean to have a good start to the season as opposed to how last year started. It didn't start great. You were able to finish strong.
Yeah.
A lot different feeling game one this year compared to last season. But just talk about what it means to get this opening win now as you go into week 2.
Oh, it's great. We've been mentally weak in the past, and when things start bad, it just kind of snowballs, and that's just the kind of a Houston problem we got going on right now, sports across the board, and hopefully, I know the coaches are working hard to address that and fix it, and in the past, if things went bad, we'd start to lay down, and it would snowball. So it was fun, and we were pretty vanilla. When you're getting 5, 6, 7 yards, I'd like to throw it a little bit more. But if it's not broke, let's just keep pounding the rock, and linemen are liking it, and the holes are opening up. So, and then second half, the clock was our friend, so we just kept run it again. So hopefully we can open the offense up just a little bit more, but at the same time, if they're going to keep giving stuff to us, we're going to keep taking it. So it's a great way to start the year. 1-0, going home next week. Hopefully it'll be a full house, and who knows? It's gonna be fun. 1-0 is a great start.
And at the same time, I heard you tell your guys not to be satisfied with 1-0, right?
Oh,
what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I think that's been a Houston thing too. We've been content. Winning's an attitude, losing's an attitude. Walk around with a little swag and a little cockiness. Don't be satisfied. I enjoyed last year knocking off Mountain Grove. Playing with Liberty, playing with Stratford, but at the same time, it's like getting a participation trophy. You're not getting anything out of that. Yeah, you played with them, but you didn't beat them. So, don't be satisfied. We got a lot of work to do, a lot of things we can clean up and get better, and hopefully we can do that, and good things are going to happen.
Well, next week at home opener against Cuba, a team that we've played before, but it's been a few years. What do you know about Cuba this early in the process, and your thoughts just going back home for week number 2?
I have no clue. I've never coached against Cuba. We did see them at Branson 7-on-7, but everybody throws the ball there, so I have no idea what they're going to have. Last year they had some really good-looking kids, had a 6'5", 225 quarterback, and they were very big out front. But I don't know. I don't know anything about them. Hopefully we'll get some film, first thing in the morning. Coaching staff will go to work and put together a game plan and get the kids in here Monday, and we'll try to have a great week of practice, and hopefully we'll have a full house to perform in front of, and we're going to give it our best and see what happens.
All right, Coach. Well, great job tonight. Enjoy this victory and the ride home, and we'll catch you next week.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's going to do it here from Sarcoxie. The Houston Tigers win the season opener 18-0 against Sarcoxie. Thanks for joining us.